Skating and hip-hop, the perfect fusion of underground culture phenomena brought into the limelight of today, right? Although not that long ago, these things we view as cool, hip, or modern were not always labeled as such. In fact, skaters and hip-hop artists, particularly in the mid-90s, were completely counterculture, viewed as lowly, good-for-nothing heathens. One thing is for sure, these heathens had a community, a real, authentic community. While making this film, writer and director Jonah Hill recalls his childhood experience, skating past, and struggled to become the high-profile actor we know him as today. Our main character, Stevie, a 13-year-old kid growing up in LA, captures these sentiments masterfully. Stevie is unable to find happiness at home with his single mother and abusive brother, so he sets out to find friends and himself. Stevie wanders into a group of skaters who are more accepting, inviting, and more fun than anyone else in his life. This group consists of Ray, the leader, Function, the wealthy wild kid, 4th grade, the lovable idiot, and Ruben, the former youngest member of the crew. We don't get many narrative plot points from here, but building blocks for finding self-identity, opting instead for a character study of Stevie's life, diving into the new world he has been exposed to. The movie does not focus on a singular aspect of life, hence the coming-of-age story, but a collage of captured moments. As the group grows closer together, we see all their misadventures, good, bad, and ugly. You might call this the boyhood effect, which I would define as an experience shared by all those who grew up with engrossing passions and genuine friendships that make you sentimental about a time when you were young. The boyhood effect and the movie Mid90s have one major thing in common: nostalgia. Shot on film and in the uncommon 4:3 ratio, Mid90s is often criticized for nostalgia baiting its audience, relying on pure emotion for audience enjoyment, when really, it decided to utilize nostalgia to enhance and stay true to the period piece without relying on it to replace a good story. If this movie related to everyone, then it wouldn't be what it is. Critics also attack this movie for how raw and authentic to the time it is. Yet, as Jonah Hill describes it, that's really the point.
I made a really strong choice that I stand behind, which is these kids speak really homophobic language.
Yes.
They treat women in a disrespectful way and talk about them in a disrespectful way. And I made the choice, and I stand behind it. I'm not celebrating it. I'm telling the truth. I think holding up a mirror is way more powerful than changing history.
To go further in keeping with this realism, Jonah Hill only cast actors in Stevie's crew because they were skaters first and actors second, letting us into their world and keeping the authenticity. To criticize them or the accurate portrayal of the time period acts as though the artist should be the moral judge of a situation, which is something they never asked for.
I'm not here to be your dad. I'm not here to tell you how to feel and what to think. I'll show you the truth, and I personally think it sucks. I think it's horrible the way they speak, but it's not my job to be the judge. Why are artists all of a sudden the moral police?
Throughout the film, we get to see a peek into Stevie and his crew's expectation for themselves and each other within the skater life, getting to do what they want when they want it. But the movie is quick to show this glamour isn't the entire truth, because we pull back the curtains of reality, getting authentic, realistic, truth-telling moments and conversations that are a part of real life, especially after Stevie begins a drug habit that spirals quickly.
After he passed away, fuck shit came to my house and dragged me out to go skate with him. It felt good to have somebody there. So let's go.
The realest thing in this movie is the friendship these guys have. As dumb as they are, they all care and want the best for one another. What's the point of this movie? Ray telling Stevie the story of the friend who drags him out of the house to skate is the point. It really is that simple. This movie helps us to recognize and see if we have friends like Stevie has in the movie. Friends that don't just send a text, but pick you up off the ground when you fall off your skateboard. Friends that show up at your house to make sure you're okay. So when you inevitably fall off your own skateboard in life, do you have a group of skaters that will pick you up? What a movie. So I've been told I'm a bit too verbose in these outros. I disagree, but we're gonna appease the powers that be. I'm gonna keep this one a little bit shorter. So, first of all, I want to say this is a masterful movie. This was great work by Jonah Hill and the cast. I love that he used actual skaters. It feels so authentic to the time period. It feels like a passion project, like he loves it. And so respect Jonah Hill for that. And Sonny Sol just killed it as Stevie. He did great. He was 11 when he made the film, which I think is pretty crazy. I also love that it's shot in 4:3, and it sticks to the era, even with their dialogue, which I touched on in the analysis. And I think that's so important to like keep the period piece alive. You know, don't fake it. There's no reason to fake it. Like Jonah Hill said, a mirror is way more powerful than anything else that you could show. And that I think that's true because it creates a nostalgic feeling for me. And I'm not even from that era. That's not my own era. But it makes me want to skate. Stevie's so relatable. I love the movie. It makes me feel so good. It's so heartwarming to see them all come together at the end. And it's just not something that I think is easily replicated. A movie like this is not easily replicated. So, anyways, I urge you to watch the movie. And next week we have a movie. I don't remember what movie it is, and I'm short on time. So a movie. We'll watch a movie next week. All right. Anyways, kickflip. We're out.